In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to make the pencil tip for your mechanical pencil. So let's get started. I am going to go to create new component. Okay. I'm going to make a sketch and we'll pick our XY plane. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a long line starting at my origin. Doesn't matter how big it is. Next, I want to go up and I want to go to create and I want to go to my rectangle and I want to pick a center point rectangle. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to make this little rectangle right here on that line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give that some dimensions. And this is going to be like the dimensions of my tip. So that would be the length of my tip. And I'll just put another number in. Right? And that would be my tip right there. So after that, I want to do the same thing. I want to go up, rectangle, center point rectangle. And this is going to be that little back part there. So I'm just going to draw my rectangle right here. And we want to make sure we always dimension everything. So I want to give some dimensions, and you should use your own dimensions, whatever you got for your dial calipers. So I'm just randomly putting numbers in here. All right, so I have those two. Now I want to put my overall length in. This would be my back piece, and this would be the little front nub. So I'm going to put another dimension in, going from the very front to the very back, and this would be the spacing between it. The next thing I want to do is I want to go up to where it says arc, and I want to grab a 3-point arc. I'm going to start at this corner right here. I'm going to go up to that corner right there. And I'm going to put this little arc in. Now I want to zoom in so you can see, hopefully you can see that little tangent symbol right there. So what I want to do is I want to make, there it is. I want to make this arc tangent to this line. All right. So I put that arc in and we'll zoom out a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm going to go trim. I'm going to trim out some of the stuff that I don't need. And you'll kind of see the profile of my pencil tip. So next thing I want to do is I want to finish my sketch. This time I'm going to go up to revolve. I'm going to pick all these shapes. And then I want to revolve it around that line that I had. So my axis, I'm going to select. It's going to be that line. And now you can see my shape up here. So we're going to hit OK. Next thing I want to do is I want to turn my pencil tip and I want to look at this end right here. So we're going to go look at this end. And I want to shell this out. So we're going to go up to shell. It's under the modified, and we're going to click on this, and I want to shell this in here, and I want to get a nice dimension there. And so what I've done is I've shelled that out. What I want to do now is I want to spin this around so I can see the other end. I want to look at this other end. I'm going to put a sketch on it real quick, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a circle. And for this circle, I want to dimension this. I want to put this in so my lead can go through here. 0.6. And I'm going to type in mm for millimeters. That's going to be my hole because I know my lead through here is going to be 5 millimeters or 0.5 millimeters. So that's going to be 0.6, just a little bit bigger. I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to pick that little center hole. And what I'm going to do is I just want to extrude that all the way through. So now when I go and look at this, you can kind of see I got my hole all the way through. And there's my tip. The last thing I want to do is I want to put those little ridges on there, the little knurlings, they're called. So I'm going to go look at, and I'm going to look at the end of this right here. I'm going to kind of zoom in and we'll pan up a little bit. I'm going to do a new sketch right on this face right here. First thing I'm going to do is from this center point, I'm going to draw a line straight up. Next, I'm going to go over to create. I'm going to scroll down to where it says project geometry. I'm going to go project, and I want to grab that outside line right there. Now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to make another circle right where those two intersect. And I'm just going to put this little nub in 0.005, real small. Next, I'm going to trim out what I don't want. So I'm going to go trim. Well, I don't want that part of the circle, and I don't want that part of the circle. And I don't need this line. I don't need this line. I don't need that line. I will have to put another circle in. So I'm going to go back to my center point. I'm going to bring my circle right up to that line right there. And now I'm going to trim out almost all of it, all except that little inner piece. So now I'm going to finish my sketch. Go back to our home view, zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to extrude that shape. And I want to extrude that back to whatever distance I had set right here. And that would be in a negative direction. So let me type in negative. There we go. So there's that one little nub right there. Just to make my life a little bit easier, I am actually going to look at this little side of the nub. So I'm going to zoom into it. What I want to do is I want to take that and I want to circular pattern this around this outside. So I'm going to go over to create. I'm going to scroll down to where it says pattern, and I'm going to select circular pattern. Now I have a choice. I got faces, bodies, features, and components. I'm going to pick a feature because that's what I just put in. And the feature I want to grab is that little knurl right there. I'm going to zoom out. The axis I want to grab is the one that would be for this circle. And now how many do I want in? We'll say 120. That looks like a good number. I'm gonna hit OK. And so let's take a second for it to go. And there is my little pencil point. Go my home view, and you can kind of see all the little ridges on there. The last thing I should probably do is go up, modify appearance. And when my window opens up, we'll scroll down here. We'll get some paint. Actually, we'll make it plastic. And see if I got a black. No, I don't have a black. So we'll just go paint, glossy, and we'll drag black on top of it. And there's my pencil tip. Hope you enjoyed this video.